The snowflakey sky has an icicle eye, and he knows every frostbitten trick. He nips little noses and snips little toesies before they can holler St. Nick. With earmuffs and mittens as furry as kittens, and everything fitting so snug. My heart's all a-glowy, I'm so mistletoe-y that I'm in the mood for an Eskimo hug. Sleigh bells are jingling and people are mingling, and I feel a tingling inside. My eyes start to twinkle like Christopher Crinkle, and if I'm a little cockeyed, blame Mrs. Claus who insisted I pause for a glass of her punch and a kiss. I'm bubbly, I'm jolly, I'm higher than holly, for Christmas was never like this.
You know, honey, this was a great idea of yours, having a Christmas party for the kids at the Church of the Chimes.
Well, it was something I always wanted to do, you know, play Santa Claus. Somehow, I just never got around to it.
Well, if you don't mind my saying so, I've done a superb job with your makeup. You look more like Santa than the old man does himself.
Do you think I look jolly enough?
Like the Green Giant.
Well, what are we waiting for? I'm bubbly, I'm jolly, I'm higher than holly, for Christmas was never like this.
Houston,
Yes, Mom.
would you quietly go back and bring the children in for the Christmas party, please?
Sure. Hey, you guys!
Get out your snow boots, your Eskimo suits, swing up the sleigh and away we'll go. The Christmas bubble's about to explode, so let's get the show on the road. Get out your flannels, your long red handles, we just got word from an Eskimo that every icicle has summer mode, so let's get the show on the road.
Santa Claus is giving us a party, so don't be tardy, my friend.
Wheeling up like Laurel did with Hardy, another fine mess you got us in.
But let me warn you, in California, the skies are clear every day of the year.
If you believe this, then you've really been snowed. So let's get the show on the road.
Hollywood, with magic and with makeup, knows every cinema trick.
Even Mickey Mouse, he can make you break up by wearing a beard and playing St. Nick. A short rehearsal at Universal is all we will need, and we've got to believe.
So get ready, kids, to carry the load. Let's get the show on the road. Hey, let's get the show on the road.
Where is he?
Stop shoving, will ya?
Wow, what a tree.
I see him. See who? Santa Claus. Who else?
I see him too.
Does he have any presents?
If he doesn't, he's gonna hear from me.
That's telling him, Stinky. Why, it's Uncle Floyd.
Oh, what a drag.
Uncle Floyd, why are you dressed like Santa Claus?
Well, come over here and sit on my knee, and I'll let you in on a big secret. I'm filling in for Santa Claus merely because I'm the kind of a guy who can't say no. The pants are just a little big, but then in order to get the gig, I had to wear a suit. He told me so. He said to me, however, you're really much too thin, but a pillow here and there will improve the shape you're in. And when he finished stuffing me, he said, you'll never find a more attractive tummy, that is, outside of mine. So I'm convinced without a doubt I've got to stick my tummy out or I'll be out of work. He told me so. I'm filling in for Santa Claus merely because I'm the kind of a guy who can't say no. Hey, kids. What happened to Richard? He was here just a moment ago.
Well, he's sitting all alone in the corner, Uncle Floyd. I think he's crying. Sure looks like he is.
Hey, Richard. What's the matter, pal? Why are you crying? Where's that big smile I saw a little while ago?
My little doggy's stocking has a hole in the heel.
Oh, you mean the stocking that you're going to hang for Santa Claus?
Yes, sir.
Why is he crying, Uncle Floyd?
Well, he's got a very serious problem.
There's a hole in my little doggy stocking, the one and only doggy I adore.
A hole in the heel can make a doggy feel that nobody loves him anymore.
My poor little doggy sitting all alone, looking at his stocking, wishing for a bone.
I know how bad it makes you feel, hanging up a stocking with a hole in the heel.
Boo hoo hoo, what am I gonna do?
Does anybody want to trade a stocking for a shoe?
There's a hole in my little doggy stocking, the one and only doggy I adore.
A hole in the heel can make a doggy feel that nobody loves him anymore.
My poor little doggy's feeling mighty sad.
Consider this, my friend, it's really not that bad, 'cause if your dog could only talk, he would tell you it's a gas. He's got a holy stocking and never even been to mass.
You mean a holy, holy stocking?
That's what I mean.
Man, that's really class.
Uncle Floyd,
Yes, Kim.
does Santa Claus really come down the chimney?
Oh, yes. However, I remember once when he couldn't quite make it.
Do you mean his tummy was too big to come down the chimney?
That's about the size of it. As a matter of fact, I remember one Christmas when Mrs. Claus made the mistake of serving Santa Claus a big dinner. And just before he left to go on his sleigh, you know what happened? Well, that particular day, Mrs. Claus made her famous trifle pudding, which, of course, is Santa's favorite dish. Well, by the time he finished eating, his tummy was so big, he couldn't get down a single chimney. Well, I happened to be looking out of the window of my house, and with my own eyes, I saw Santa Claus getting stuck in practically every chimney in town.
Was he funny looking?
He was hilarious. And you know something? I remember saying to myself, old St. Nicholas, he looks ridiculous. What a pickles he's in.
Jumping Jiminy, stuck in the chimney again.
There he goes again. He looks so full of stuffing, huffing and a-puffing with his fluffy muffin grin.
Jumping Jiminy, stuck in the chimney again.
There he goes again. When he gets stuck, he's really stuck. And you're really out of luck. If you hear him shout and you don't pull him out, there won't be a present underneath the tree from old St. Nicholas. When it's icicles and snowflakes tickle us the chin.
Jumping Jiminy, stuck in the chimney again. There he goes again. Jumping Jiminy, stuck in the chimney again. There he goes again.
You know, when I was a little boy, one of the most confusing things about Santa Claus to me was how in the world he could be so many places at the same time. It just didn't make any sense. Well, it wasn't until I was a grown man that I figured out how he did it. You see, all those Santas are not the real Santa Claus. There's only one real Santa. Those other fellows are just his helpers. But last year, my little boy really figured it all out. I remember as though it were yesterday. He was standing over in the corner with an impish smile on his face, and I said to him, "Hi there, my friend, with your sly little grin. I can tell just by looking at you that you must know something, something worth knowing, something that I wish I knew."
I do. I know a secret on Santa Claus that nobody knows except me. Santa's bionic, I know, because I know what I know and I see what I see. I saw him today at Montgomery Woods. I saw him at Benny's and Sears, and next to the Salvation Army band. He rang a bell in everyone's ear, and down at the mall at the makeup knee, he let me sit on his knee. To be all those places and run like he can, he must be a bionic man.
Santa's so fast he can outrun us all, and leap just as high as a building is tall, or lift up an automobile with his hand.
That's because Santa's a bionic man.
What fun it would be to be bionic too, and do all the things that Santa can do.
It only takes $6 million or so.
I'm afraid your piggy bank's got a long way to go. Santa's bionic, he's really great. If you'd like to see Santa too, just go to the mall and for $3.98, Santa will pose for a picture with you. But if you should miss him, just pick out a store, the one down the street or next door. For no one can travel as fast as he can, 'cause Santa's a bionic man.
Poor Santa Claus. I feel so sorry for him.
I do too.
Santa Claus? You gotta be kidding. Why, he's the happiest guy in the world.
But all he does is work. He never has a good time.
What do you mean he never has a good time? Are you trying to tell me you never heard about Santa Claus's Christmas party?
You mean he really has a party like we have?
You better believe it. Look, I know what I'm talking about, 'cause I was there.
You were at his party?
Big as life.
Who went with you?
Oh, you would have to ask that. Will you promise not to tell anybody?
Scout's honor.
Well, it just so happened that little Miss Muffet was already spoken for, so I had to take old Mother Hubbard.
You're kidding.
I wish I were.
Tell us about it, Uncle Floyd.
At Santa Claus's Christmas party, everyone was there. Goldilocks and Jack and Jill, even Smokey the Bear. Hey diddle diddle, the cat played fiddle, Tom Thumb played the drums. Little Jack Horner sat in the corner, munching on some plums. At Santa Claus's Christmas party, man, we had a ball. Humpty Dumpty had such fun, he climbed back up that wall. Mother Goose and Lucy Locket kissed the Muffin Man. Simple Simon made a pie, and Jack Sprat lit the pan. My, what a party, what a fine shindig. Tom, the piper's son, did his famous jig. Mary brought her little lamb so he could do some tricks. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick was jumping candlesticks, and we played bring around, round the Christmas tree. Everybody holding hands, what a sight to see. Everyone was having fun, happy as could be, playing ring around, round the Christmas tree. Ring around, round the Christmas tree. Everyone was holding hands, what a sight to see. Everyone was having fun, happy as could be, playing ring around, round the Christmas tree. Ring around, round that Christmas tree. You know, I have a friend named Conchita. Her mommy has just told her that she's going to get a baby brother for Christmas. Well, for Conchita, this is not exactly the most thrilling news she could get, for she was counting heavily on a piñata. But here, let's listen in on Conchita, what she tells you about.
My mommy really shook me up for Christmas. She said when I wake up I'm gonna find a little baby brother underneath the tree. That wasn't what I had in mind. I'd rather have a Santa Claus piñata, like the ones you see down on Olvera Street, with a tummy big as Santa's, full of apples and bananas, and all the nuts and candy I can eat. But Santa's bringing All I'm gonna get's a baby brother. And little baby brothers like to cry a lot. But even if he didn't tell me, what's the use of kidding? A Santa Claus pinata he is not. Another thing about a baby brother, don't think that he's a dummy 'cause he's smart. When Santa comes around with his sleigh all loaded down, if you don't watch that brother, he gonna get it all.
By the way, kids, whose birthday is it today?
It's Jesus' birthday.
That's right. And even though we call this a Christmas party, we could also call it a birthday party. For what we're doing is celebrating the birth of Christ, who was born over 2,000 years ago. And speaking of Christ, the Bible teaches us that he loved little children. In fact, if he were here at this very moment, he would be having the most marvelous time. He'd look across the room and see that we're all different. We dress differently. We talk differently. Our skins are not the same color. Some of us are light, some dark. And I see a little boy over there with freckles. And there's a little girl with a tooth missing. So you see, we're not alike in many ways. Wouldn't it be awful if we were? Just think, we'd look, talk, and even act the same. How dull that would be. But strangely enough, we are alike in one way. We have feelings. And when someone says something bad to us, it hurts our feelings. That's why we should never say things about the other person unless we have something nice to say. The big giraffe is tall, that makes him sort of different. The little mouse is small, that makes him different too. You are thinner, I am fatter, but it really doesn't matter if you're nice to me and I am nice to you. Our friends may call us ugly ducklings if we're different, but here's a secret other ducklings do not know. You may be red or brown or blue or even green like honeydew, but your color fits my personal rainbow. Because you're different, and that's why I like you so.
Little star, little child, little star, holy star, we are children. Keep the spirit bright, little child, the dawn we had every way, and we need you. Love tonight, little star, little star, holy star, keep the spirit bright. Doo-doo-doo.
Hey, gang, come over here. I want to show you something. You see that star, the little bright one up there? The one that's sort of sitting all by itself? Well, it was just such a star that led the shepherds and the wise men to Bethlehem, where they found the Christ child. And the shepherds and the wise men were told there'd be a sign at the time and at the place of this miracle divine. From all the stars beyond the blue God had to choose just one special star who'd lead them to his own begotten Son. And all the stars came out that night and sparkled with such pride. And God loved every one of them, but still he couldn't quite decide. Then late that night, when bigger stars began to disappear, one tiny star stayed far behind and whispered in God's ear. He said, I'm just a little star, you'd hardly see it all. But maybe baby Jesus wouldn't mind so much that I'm so small. And from the heaven the angels sang sweet music from afar. And God was pleased, for he had found his very special star.
Uncle Floyd, tell us a story.
What kind of story would you like to hear, Richard?
The most greatest story you know.
Okay, I'll tell you the most greatest story there is. Once upon a time, a long time ago, a little baby was born. His father's name was Joseph. His mother's name was Mary. And the baby's name was Jesus. Now Joseph was a poor man, but Mary didn't mind, for God was good to them both. He gave them such a fine son, his very own divine son. And the baby's name was Jesus. He was born in a manger where cattle slept at night, and the shepherds and the wise men followed God's own holy light. And it led them to a stable in the town of Bethlehem, where they found the little Christ child that God had promised them. And on that Christmas morning there was joy for everyone, for unto all the world God gave his own begotten Son, a gift of love from up above, shared by all of us. The father's name was Joseph, the mother's name was Mary, and the baby's name was Jesus. You know, it must have been quite a day, that first Christmas day, the day Jesus was born. I can just see Mary now, looking down at her little boy with a warm and tender smile. And Joseph, how proud he must have been. I wouldn't be at all surprised if God's creatures, all his little birds and animals all over the world, were somehow aware of what was happening. And in their own little way, I imagine that every little bird and every little animal was singing God's praises. the meadowlarks and all their friends have formed a choir just for you. And sweet baby Jesus, we love you too. I suppose the shepherds and the wise men stayed until late that night, helping Joseph and Mary prepare for a long journey home. You know, with no airplanes, automobiles, or trains, a short distance would seem quite long to them. But they got home safely. And for the next few years, I imagine Joseph spent a lot of time with Jesus, teaching him how to be a carpenter. And I imagine he taught him all the wonders of nature. For instance, how you plant a seed, and through the miracle of rain and sun, the seeds grow into trees. I wouldn't be surprised if Joseph and Jesus went on hikes together. Maybe they went fishing. You know, daddies love to be with their sons. It gives them a chance to talk and be pals together. And at night when Joseph would come in from a hard day's work, he would probably go into the room where Jesus lay fast asleep. And as he looked down at that little innocent face, he would think of all the rough times that lay ahead for his little boy. The times when he would be mistreated, misunderstood, and even shunned by his friends. For Joseph knew how cruel life could be. And as he stood there looking down at his little boy, I imagine he said to himself, "You may never be the one to rule the world as kings have done, but let me tell you this, my son, to me you're wonderful. You're like a breath of spring. To me, you're everything I need. Good luck may not be your friend. You may take it on the chin, and you may lose more times than win. But I'll take care of you. I'll always see you through, and I'll be wishing you Godspeed. Love is all that really counts. It's what life's all about. And I will give you so much love you'll never be without. Friends may turn their backs on you, the ones who don't, they're precious few. As you face life, you'll find it's true. Though thorns may fill your crown, I'll never let you down. I'll always be around when you need me. As I look across the room, I see little eyes beginning to droop, a few yawns here and there. And I do believe all of my little troopers have finally surrendered. They'll dream tonight of a fabulous world full of toys and sugar plums.
Chocolate chimneys, peppermint floors, lollipop windows, lemon doctors, ice cream mountains on every street, 31 flavors, all you can eat.
Beyond the clouds, above the stars, there's a land the children know. And though we grown-ups search for it, we lost our way long ago. For only dreams can take you there. Oh, what I'd give to be there now and share the dreams the children dream. But I've forgotten how.
Chocolate chimneys, peppermint floors, lollipop windows, lemon drop doors, ice cream mountains on every street, 31 flavors, all you can eat.
Only dreams can take you there the kind of dreams that children share. But one thing's certain, you can bet I'll tag along every chance I get.
Chocolate chimneys, peppermint floors, lollipop windows, lemon drop doors, ice cream mountains on every street, 31 flavors, all you can eat. Dear Lord, sweet Lord, precious Lord, we pray for your sweet touch, 'cause little children everywhere need your love so much. Dear Lord, sweet Lord, precious Lord,
We hope you've enjoyed our little Christmas party. Our only regret is that we didn't have room enough for little children everywhere. Christmas is such a wonderful time of year. Everyone's heart is a little bit bigger and, well, everyone's smile is a little bit warmer. It's a shame to let it end so quickly. Just think, we could have so much love in this old world. Well, there'd be no room for hate. All we'd have to do is light a candle in the heart of someone every day. A little kindness on your part, and darkness goes away. A friendly smile lights up the dial on every daytime show. And you, my friend, can tune folks in if you just say hello. Light a candle, show you for every lonely soul. As we all know, the world out there at times can be so cold. You've got a chance to change the world. Don't let it get away. Light a candle in the heart of someone every day.
Light a candle,
Light a candle,
show you care, for every lonely soul.
as we all know. At times can be so cold. You've got a chance